The Director of Public Prosecution, Shalimar Alihak, moved to have former Finance Minister Winston Jordan committed after a magistrate had discharged a charge against him. The state had moved to charge Jordan for misconduct in public office. On Monday, retired Assistant Police Commissioner Paul Slow highlighted the action by the DPP in a recent podcast.
The facts are that while he was minister, he vested some transport to BK for this mud flat place there, and they say he think was sold to BK way undervalued, and that the minister was responsible, so they charged him for misconduct in public office.
The matter was subjected to a preliminary inquiry. A preliminary inquiry is heard by a magistrate.
When the state presented this case, state as represented by the DPP presented this case, and no case submission was made by the lawyers representing Mr. Jordan. Part of the thing that they claim is that the law says that you have to be a public officer, and they argued that Mr. Jordan, being a minister, was not a public officer. Well, let me call an argument about that. And the case, some previous case at rule, I think it was in the Ashley case, someone whose case, that the minister is a public officer. And they had the argument, but the magistrate upheld the no case submission, and the matter did not proceed any further.
This led to the DPP approaching the High Court to have Jordan committed on the same charge.
In the Marcus Bisram case, we had a similar case where Marcus Bisram, if you remember, was charged with murder. This is the matter on the quarantine, and the magistrate discharged the matter based on no case submissions. The Director of Public Prosecutions, the same director we have now, Shalimar Alihak, instructed the magistrate to open the case and to commit Bisram to stand trial at the High Court, because the Criminal Law Offences Procedure Act, as it then stood, allowed the DPP to do that.
Slow recalled that the matter was challenged all the way to the Caribbean Court of Justice.
And the CCJ ruled that that law, which permitted the DPP to do that, was unconstitutional. It violated the separation of powers.
The CCJ recommended that the law be amended. The amendment occurred in 2023. The DPP was now required to take her application for a recommittal to the High Court.
But this matter, having been discharged in the case of Mr. Jordan, the DPP moved to the High Court seeking an order from the court to have Mr. Jordan arrested and committed to stand trial with the same misconduct in public office case.
Chief Justice Roxanne George heard the application by the DPP.
Last Wednesday, without informing Jordan or his attorneys, the DPP, through attorney Kim Kite Thomas, approached the acting Chief Justice seeking an arrest and committal of Jordan to stand trial in the High Court. In her judgment, the acting Chief Justice stated that while she may disagree with the magistrate's court not finding that Jordan is a public officer, there is insufficient evidence against him to support the charge being committed to the High Court for trial.
Slow said that because of the parties involved and because of the DPP's right to appeal, this matter could reach the CCJ.